I'm Marcia McMillan. Thanks for joining us this morning. The United Nations top court is hearing a third day of arguments on the legality of Israel's occupation of the Palestinian territories. And today, it was the United States' turn to weigh in, urging the court to consider Israel's security in the region. The International Court of Justice was asked in 2022 to issue a non-binding opinion on the legal consequences of Israel's occupation. Today, legal advisors from the U.S. and Egypt addressed the court, with the U.S. stressing it's already negotiating with both parties.
Not only to address the current crisis, but to get beyond where we have been, namely to advance a political settlement that will lead to a durable peace in the region that includes lasting security for Israelis and Palestinians and a path to Palestinian statehood.
For how much longer do the Palestinian people need to wait before they are able to exercise their legitimate rights under international law? For how much longer will the United Nations continue to manage the humanitarian impacts of Israeli violations without addressing their root cause?
The hearings could increase political pressure on Israel over its war in Gaza. Hamas health officials say more than 29,000 Palestinians have been killed since the Hamas attack October 7th. With me now to discuss is retired Major General David Fraser. He's CTV's military analyst and the former commander of NATO forces in southern Afghanistan. Good morning to you. Good to see you. So a day after the U.S. vetoed calls for an immediate ceasefire at the UN, they defended Israel's occupation in the West Bank and East Jerusalem, citing their security needs. Your take on this position?
Well, Marcia, this is quite the event that's going on in the International Criminal Court, because it's the largest number of parties that have ever argued a case. 52 states, 3 international organizations, and we are talking about Palestine, and we're also talking about the occupation, the settlement, the annexation policies of Israel, including what's going on in Jerusalem. This is an important case. This is the world in a court arguing on both sides of the fence Israel's right to do what it's doing. It's quite a case. It's an important case.
So does it come down to we've got the United States and Israel holding one position and then the rest of the world on the other? I mean, talk to us about the divisions, who supports what?
Well, in fact, Marcia, you've got United States, which is kind of the lead supporter of Israel. I mean, Fiji is right there with them, but let's talk about who's important, and it's Israel supporting the United States supporting Israel, and it's straining their relationship. But the rest of the world now is kind of lining up against Israel and the United States about looking for a ceasefire that the United States and Israel just don't seem to be paying attention to. This is going to strain relations on this particular subject for decades as a result of this court discussion. Yeah,
because this was arranged even before the Hamas attack on October 7th, Major General. So this context now changes what is happening at the International Court.
Absolutely. I mean, as I said, it's unprecedented, and for the first time, we are having, the UN is a dialogue, other conversation in a court of law of what the nations around the world are saying, and we're seeing those nations in support of Israel, including the United States, and those nations, which is pretty much the rest of the world, against Israel, and to a certain degree, the United States on this issue about what is going to be the solution about Palestine. So this is an important point, and it's going to shape diplomacy for decades.
Major General, we're going to leave it there for this morning. Retired Major General David Fraser, thank you so much.